Hello everyone. Today we're going to do a demonstration video on how to cover a book from a simple brown paper bag. My father passed this on to me as he covered all my books, and now I cover all my children's books. I have 4 kids, so I'm quite an expert at this. My goal is that this next generation, you guys will be able to do this yourselves and for your children someday. So first of all, the supplies that you'll need is, of course, your textbook, a brown paper bag, scissors, and some masking tape to make sure that it's all held together. What you need to do is, if it's a brown paper bag that has handles, is those come off real easily by just ripping them off like such. They come right off as you just pull them up. Set those aside. Then you open the paper bag, and the nice thing is it has lines in it that you can serve as your cutting lines. And the first cut is right down the side, the middle of the side of the paper bag, right on that fold line. And when you get down to the bottom, you only do that on one side. You have to make sure that you don't cut both sides or your bag will be cut in half. So what you do then afterwards is you take this bottom piece and you actually just cut all the way around the bottom piece of the paper bag. Almost have that down. You really don't have to worry about straight lines because you're going to be folding it to make sure that you get those. Sometimes you even have a receipt left in the bag. Now you have a large book cover like this. Then the other important thing that you need to note is, unless you want Piggly Wiggly on your book cover as a fancy design, you want to use that for the inside of the book cover, not the outside. You take then the large rectangle that you made, and I always put the book right on top of it, in the center of it, so that you can see where you want to fold the edges of it. And so what you do is kind of just fold it up against the bottom of the book, take the book off, and then you want to fold the whole thing along that line. And that'll be a nice bottom edge for your booklet. Put the book back on, and this is how you're measuring that it's the right length. And you just fold again along the top of the book, and then where you made that fold, you want to go all the way along that. Before you go on, probably a good idea to check to make sure that it's the right size. And this one happens to be. Then put your book in the middle of it, and there's a line again in the center of it, and fold it over like this. Now, depending on the size of your book, you usually want to cut off a little bit of it, because as you can see right here, this is too much to be able to fold back over here. So I usually just put it right on there, tuck it in there neatly, and then I get a good chunk, probably a good 3 inches or so, and you can cut it off so that that's going to be the part that folds over the cover. And the same thing on the bottom one. You can set those aside as scraps. Then you want to make sure that things are even. You tuck the book in there well, and then you can just fold that over like this, and then fold the other one inside. You kind of want to firm things up a little bit, make sure that your folds are good and tight. And you have your book cover, but it's going to slip off. That's what the tape is for. So just take a little masking tape, and you really need 4 pieces that are about 2 inches long each. As you just set these out like this. And this is an important part, because the idea of the book cover is to keep the book in good shape. You don't want to put the tape onto the book at all, because when you take it off later on, it would rip part of the book. So you can just put that right on the book cover itself, right by your edge there. Put one piece on the top and one piece on the bottom on the front cover. You always want to close it because you want to have enough room later on. Then I always set it up on the back of the book like this and do the other piece. So, so the book cover doesn't get too tight and then the book won't open and close. So then you have a book cover and it works really good. So you can put the name of the book cover on there, and depending on your teacher's directions, you might want to decorate a little bit. Also good to put the name of it on the spine, because when it's in your locker you can find out which one it is, especially if you have all of them covered in these types of paper bags. It's as easy as that. I can do it. You can do it. Have a great year.